Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Dream on Wheels live stream. While you wait for the show to start, we ask you to please like and share out the video if you wouldn't mind. And most importantly, please deposit all bad attitudes in the ditch prior to entering this live stream. We also ask you to be mindful and respectful of each other. And most importantly, have a good time. Now, welcome to Dream on Wheels.
Oh, I'm muted. Hey, I'm back. So, again saying hello to everyone. Thank you, Nate, for sharing us out. Thank you, Marshall for sharing us out. Thank you, Susan, for sharing us out. And thank you, who else, baby? Ray from Van Life Rocks for sharing us out. And thank you, Kevin, for the another surprise for you guys. And it is that, look what I got. The Shenanigans crew today. Woohoo, woohoo. I did the Shenanigans third. And so if you are interested in the Shenanigans shirts, let me know. And I can make it for you. Okay, so are we gonna start this, baby, now? Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna start bringing my guests today, and you guys can go. The links for their channels are in the description box, so go and check them out. So first, we're gonna meet Nate from Land Cloud Adventures. Hi, Nate.
I should turn my mic on too, I guess. That took me a second.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm doing well. I just came over from the Nomad experience, having the laugh there, and there was a couple comments in chat about buffering. I had to turn off my other stuff because I wasn't sure if it was me or not. So I don't know if you guys saw that.
The sound, yeah, I was unmuted. I was muted.
The buffering.
Oh, the buffering.
It was after the sound, yeah.
Okay.
And there was some buffering, but
okay,
I can at least hear
I'm
you.
not
Okay.
buffering anymore. Okay. So my second guest for tonight is gonna be Kevin from the Nomad experience.
Hey, what's going on? You might want to make sure that all your kids aren't using devices because your stream is very, very choppy. Nate is clear and his movement is fine.
I have nobody here. We might need to switch the computers, but we are alone. Kids are, everybody's partying, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay.
I think we're gonna switch the computers. Yeah.
I was gonna say,
Well,
yeah. Now that Kevin's up there, I can hear him just fine too.
I think we got our last but not least. Yeah. He is Marshall from Nomadic Adventures.
Or his logo.
Are you there?
Hello,
I
hello.
think we're gonna switch the computers. We got a little
I guess that.
Okay.
I guess we will.
I think he like. Okay, let's switch. Baby. So
It was about 30 seconds.
give us about 30 seconds, and we're gonna switch.
So who's in charge of the live stream?
Bella is. Bella looks back like, what is going on? And there goes Marshall. All right, so here we go. We got another live.
Fart. Since we're not on my channel, guess what I'm going to do? I'm not sponsored by Corona, but if they want to sponsor the Nomad experience, we're going to cause a whole bunch of trouble. What you guys don't know about Yanai is that the reason why they want farts in chat so much is because she has a very bad problem with farting in public. Every step she took in Walmart when we were there, it was. And then Travis had the same dinner. So what you guys don't know about Travis is that it's actually in that family, it's contagious. It's an airborne pathogen. When they were walking together, it was, I mean, it was in harmony. They were just farting.
Did you catch it? Because I felt like after I hung out with them for a bit, I was farting a lot too. You didn't warn me it was contagious.
Yeah, but I didn't catch it because I was wearing my mask.
Oh, okay. So
it's an airborne pathogen. Masks stop everything. What other crap could we start in chat right now? Any true lies you want to tell about Travis or Yanai? I think like his feet stink or something. Lie? Yeah, a true lie.
Everybody's just saying, "Oh no, Nate and Kevin in charge."
This is what happens.
Somebody else's...
So if you want to be interviewed by Yanai and or Travis on Land Cloud Adventures, go over to the Nomad experience or Land Cloud, or I'm sorry, I said Dream on Wheels, or Land Cloud Adventures, because we're the only ones that will actually interview ourselves here on their channel.
You know, I'm just impressed, Kevin, that you actually got Travis's name right lately.
I'm back.
Very cool.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you. I appreciate that, you know.
What'd I do?
Oh,
what'd I do?
I was listening all the way.
we were just sitting here silently, not even, we were like bored.
Guys, are you ready for do this?
Sure.
I'm always ready.
You always ready? What about you, Nick? I'm gonna behave. I promise. I'm gonna behave. I'm gonna be a good girl. Okay.
I don't,
lies.
You have been with me like in several meetups, so you know that I behave really well. Are you for real right now?
I'm always.
Okay. Let's start the seriousness here. I was waiting for Marshall, but I think Marshall have a little issue with the internet right now, so I'm gonna excuse him. You know, Marshall, is you there? I know I love you too, but I know you're having problems. So, okay, let's go down to business. Okay.
No whammies.
Oh, how long you guys have been in this nomad lifestyle? Who wants to start? You?
I'll let him start.
So Nomad lifestyle, I sold the house and I was officially a nomad as of July.
Okay.
So I can't even keep track. It's November now, so a few months, 4 or 5, somewhere in there.
I thought you were longer than that.
I was on YouTube. I've been on YouTube for a year, but I still had the house and going through that whole process.
Oh, I got you. What about you, Kevin?
I moved into my van the strike of midnight, January 1st, 2021.
Oh, okay. So you have been like, you both have been a year in doing this YouTube and this nomad style as a solo. Do you guys like it a lot? Like a lot?
Oh,
you can start whoever, you know. I don't have to.
You got to tell us who to go first, but sure, I'll go on this one. Yes, I like it. I like the freedom. I do tend to be a very independent person, and the freedom to do kind of what I want, go where I want, when I want, even though I don't have quite the freedom he does because he's in a van.
Okay.
So I've got to do a little bit more planning. I can't wait to get out west where I don't have to have reservations and such as much. But yeah, so far I absolutely love it. The good things definitely outweigh the negative.
What about you, Kevin?
I can't see myself stopping van life. It may come at one point in time. I can't see myself stop living like this. There's just so much freedom involved and so much adventure involved. Just living in a van is adventurous. It's not sticks and bricks. It's not four walls, a door. It's not security. It's not everything's at your fingertips. There's so much adventure to it. I just can't see myself stopping, but you never know.
But Kevin, things are at your fingertips more than in stick and bricks. Because for me, I'm literally like 3 steps from anything in here. You're probably armed.
That's very true. But see, for you to go to the bathroom, you just have to walk there. I have to get the bucket out. I've got to put coffee grains in it. I got to remove everything from it. And I got to do my stuff. And then I've got to wrap the bag. And then I got to put it in a second bag. And then I got to put a new bag in the toilet and then put my stuff back in. That's not.
I have had some complaints regarding this process that I've heard from some of your neighbors that you throw it over in their yard per se. Is that true?
100%.
I just want to make sure I wasn't hearing rumors.
I have to admit, when I start hanging out with Marsha and Kevin, I was like, I asked Travis, I'm like, where'd they go to the bathroom? Where'd they do the bathroom? And then he started explaining me the process. I'm like, so are you for real? And then one day I saw Kevin cleaning all, because he was leaving when we were at Angie's. He was cleaning and everything. And I'm like, he really got a bucket. That's a really thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, are you for real? So
yeah,
it is. For me, you know, I need to have a shower and a toilet in where I'm living. You know, for me, that's a thing. I have to, because I don't like the public toilets or the showers, you know. Did you like to shower, you know, or you like prefer? I know, Nate, you got your trailer, right? So I see you, you know, there. But it was an adjustment, Kevin, for you to go and have to be doing everything like your shower and everything in a public place?
Not really, because boot camp in the military.
Okay.
Not only in boot camp where there are like 7 showers and 200 people. On the boat, when I was on the Coast Guard, we had probably a half dozen showers for 200 people, and that's on a boat. And then when I was at a small boat station, you're there 3 days in a row and there's 10 people with you and 1 shower. So showering in places where other people shower wasn't that big of a stretch for me. Now it has been 20 years since I was in the military, but I mean, that sticks with you. But I'm very adventurous, I guess. So it doesn't really bother me now, since I've got my shower unit that I bought.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's amazing.
Okay, so showers in public for you doesn't bother. I know, Nate, you got your trailer, super cute and super nice. Do you have to go through that process before, like going to public bathrooms, or?
I have the small shower, and I've got the bathroom in the trailer. But honestly, up till now, I've always had a reservation at like a state park, and the bathrooms are, I mean, they're not perfect, but they're clean enough typically that I don't mind taking the shower, or, you know, if I'm going number 2, I go to the public one.
So for you, that you have the house and you have to, so the youth at the beginning, it was rough for you going through that change?
No, because so I had the trailer in my front yard in the driveway since like last November.
Okay.
And so I had a lot of practice in it. Yeah, I mean, even though I did go shower and everything in the house for the most part, but there was a lot of time that we spent in the trailer before we left.
Okay.
And trial runs, you know, on various trips and a little bit of boondocking, that sort of thing. So I left as of July, but there was a lot of practice and preparation before I actually left.
But us, before we went to start doing the road trip in the RV, we went to camp to do camping one day. I was like, how I'm gonna do this? It was very difficult, and my kids didn't understand. You know, I I went to the shower with water shoes. I'm like, everybody's going to water shoes, you know. I'm not gonna do this in my bare feet, you know. But
Right.
for me, it was an adjustment, you know. But we got the RV, we got the shower and the toilet. For me, it's a little easier that way. Okay, so showers. What about the cooking? Do you guys know how to cook other than bologna sandwich or coffee or eggs? That's easy peasy.
Yeah, I mean, cooking is. I've been cooking my entire life. The process is very easy. You pull up to the speaker, you tell them what you want, and then you drive to the window and they give it to you. And it's very easy. I mean, no matter what I want, they make it for me.
But you don't get tired of the fast food every day?
Oh yeah, I don't eat fast food every single day. That was just more of a joke. I do get the Coleman grill out. If I'm in a place like Arizona, if I'm in a place where I could be outside, then I'm going to cook. I have stuff that I can make inside the van just by boiling water. I don't like to cook in here because it will smell it up.
No.
Now, if I'm just boiling water, that doesn't stink. Let me pull you out. What I usually eat in the van, if the inclement weather is keeping me here inside, I will eat these.
Adventure meal.
These are adventure meals, and all you do is you pour boiling water in here, let it sit there for 5 minutes, open it up, stir it, let it sit there for 10 minutes, and then I got beef stroganoff. The stroganoff with the noodles.
You have to say that you like my spaghettis. Remember my spaghettis? And I remember
Your
you
spaghetti was
saying,
amazing.
"Oh my god, this is spaghetti."
It was
were
amazing.
nice." Yeah. What about you, Nate?
See, that's why I don't need a wife or a girlfriend. All I got to do is follow Dream on Wheelz. That's it.
You get all the cooking done.
That
about you?
and drive-throughs.
I cook some. I mean, I've got the stove. The only thing I don't have is an oven. I've got a small fridge in here, and I've got a pantry. So I probably, if I needed to, I could go 2 weeks at a time without needing to go to a store, even though I try to go about weekly. And yeah, so I do some cooking, nothing fancy, but.
So I would just ask the question: how much sodium is in here? It is 790 milligrams.
Okay, so what happened when you guys want something fancy?
Fancy.
Are you a fancy person, Kevin?
Fancy. I'm really not a fancy person. If I have the urge for a 3-4 course meal or something like that, I'll just go sit in a restaurant. I'll go and get a steak. I'll go to Texas Roadhouse or something, and I'll get mashed potatoes, steak, lobster tail. And I'll have that craving every once in a while. But this lifestyle kind of takes over. That's why I've lost so much weight. I'm not as hungry as I used to be living in a van and traveling. I don't boredom eat hardly at all anymore. Every once in a while, I'll snack on food when I'm watching television. But living in a van and not having all of the amenities at your fingertips, like refrigerators, microwaves, and you don't keep that food that goes in that stuff, so you don't have that food to eat, and then your mindset just changes, and you crush 20 pounds like I did.
I need to adjust to that.
Well, you guys have an RV.
Yeah. And I have to cook for the other 3 persons in the RV, you know.
I don't want you to lose any weight because I don't want you to stop cooking. You got to feed me.
What about you, Nate? What you do when you want something fancy?
I guess, I don't know. I worked in restaurants for, I can't remember anymore because it was when I was younger, but I've done all the restaurants food. I've done, I just don't have the craving for it, I guess. If I wanted to go to a restaurant, I would. I can pretty much cook anything here that I would think I would want.
That's nice.
And so I just go buy it because it's going to be a lot cheaper. And by the time you go to the restaurant, you wait, you order and all of that, it's just as quick when you get the ingredients when you're at the store and just do it yourself.
Uh-huh.
The thing I'm not that good at is when I keeping up with the dishes. That's probably the part that I don't like about it.
The dishes that I have wash themselves.
Right. I saw that. That one.
You just put them on the floor and you come back like 5 minutes later, they're clean. I don't know how it happens.
I have that dishwasher. I'm hesitant to use it because it ends up getting sick.
And then I was like, I really want to get invited to have drinks with Nomad, seeing his dishwasher situation. I'm like, for real?
So if you guys don't know, that's dishwasher number 2, and that's dishwasher number 1.
Yep. So I heard, because we are talking about food, I heard, I don't know if it was Travis that told me or somebody, that you guys limit what you eat because you don't want to go all the time to the bathroom, and because of the bathroom situation. Is that true?
No, I just poop in a bucket.
I know. So you don't
No.
care. You eat whatever. You don't care, you know.
Yeah, I'm just not as hungry as I used to be.
Okay.
Just not.
It's like somebody say, I'm like, are you for real? I start thinking that for the whole night. I'm like, why are they gonna limit what they eat because of the pooping situation?
That's
So-
a good
This is
question, though, Yanai, and I guess I don't really worry about it because I'm still at like the reservation spots, so I haven't. Well, I've boondocked a couple nights, but once I get out west, maybe I will take it into consideration more. But I will say this, without maybe I'm sharing too much information. But once I got out of the house and you have the bathroom right there, and maybe I got to go for a walk, I feel like I've become more regular. Like that
Okay.
schedule is, it just kind of naturally happens.
Just
I think.
for information, it was you who give the information. I didn't ask for that. So you
Oh,
don't
this
you
is-
can say that I'm misbehaving here. Okay.
This is
Okay. Just say.
This is the crappiest conversation I've had all day.
So now we talk about the food. We talk about you can do chores, and obviously you guys do the laundry. So my
You do
question
laundry,
is
Kevin?
for
I
you.
don't.
You
I
don't
just
do the
throw them away
laundry?
and buy new clothes.
No kidding.
I've only been on the road
That's-
4 months. Mine are still going good.
That's my
Here's a
curiosity
secret. Here's a secret to van
Name.
life. You wear them till they walk away.
because that's my curiosity right now, because Nate have more space than you, Kevin. So now we are in winter time, you know. Now you have different style of clothes that you have to wear. So what happened when summer is in? Do you go and buy more clothes for summer, or what?
No, I have. You really learn what you need when it comes to clothes. I mean,
Okay.
everybody who lives in the sticks and bricks, even people who live in RVs, they have so much clothes they don't even get to wear most of them. So I just decided to, when I was throwing everything away, giving it away, donating it, selling it, or whatever, my clothes all got donated that I didn't take to Goodwill. I said, okay, I want as many t-shirts as I can have. How many do I have? I think I had like 20 t-shirts. I'm like, that's cool. I'll keep those. Socks, underwear, you're going to need a ton of those. So I keep those. I kept 7 pairs of jeans, and I kept 7 long sleeve flannel shirts. I kept
Okay.
2 sweatshirts. Now I have 4, and I have cold weather gear. I have winter gear. I have hunting gear, and it's in a tote stored underneath my bed, which is right here up on, you see that that corner over there. Well, the opposite's got a cabinet that goes all the way across it. I still don't wear all the clothes that I have. I don't need to. And I do laundry maybe once every 10, 12 days.
Okay. What about you, Nate?
I like being cold more than I do hot. Even though you guys see me in these all the time, but that's because I'm running my AC if I've got electric. But I think one, I never used to wear sandals, but I wear sandals all the time, so I don't really have socks. Shorts and shirts. If you stay in the warm weather, you just cut down on what you actually need. Kevin did a good time frame, 10 to 12 days. But I probably, and I've got more room, so maybe I have more, but I could probably I can go over 2 weeks if I need to.
Yeah.
Like the last place didn't have a laundry machine, and I was busy with other things. So I just said, fine, when I get to the next place, I know they will. So I don't know. And you just go, and it's actually, since I've been on the road, a couple of the most fun conversations have just been going to the local laundromat and randomly end up talking to people. I normally don't just strike up those conversations, but sometimes they naturally happen. And
Like
so,
happened
yeah.
with you in Mackinac Island, you get those random conversations.
Yeah, something like that. But usually
Something
at the
like that.
laundromat, they're not quite that crazy.
Hi, Barrett. How are you, sir? I miss you. I'm gonna see you soon. Aww.
Barrett? Want to give me a head tilt? Want to go for a road trip? No head tilts for you guys. Only
I'm not in the mood.
There it is.
I'm not in the mood. So,
but back to the clothes real quick. Also, what's a secret of van life? I'm not sure if it is for Nate, but a secret to van life is I'll wear, as long as I don't sleep in the clothes, I can wear shorts for 3 or 4 days in a row. I can wear t-shirts for 2-3 days in a row, as long as I don't sleep in them.
okay.
So I when I say 10 to 12 days on my stuff, that's me reusing clothes too. So I could probably stretch it out to like same thing as Nate.
Okay. We have to say happy birthday to Moban for your boss. Happy birthday, Tim.
Happy birthday, Tim.
So
Happy birthday, buddy.
We are going now to put that thumbnail for
his birthday.
You see what happened?
I can't unsee that.
I'm not in charge of the chat room today.
You're married.
Oh, I thought you were running everything.
Just saying.
You're married to him.
He's a good guy. That's why. Right now, what we're gonna do is Kevin.
I don't play with puppets.
He said that at least he don't play with puppets.
Thank you for the super chat.
Yep. No.
You see, it's not me. You're saying.
Yeah. So a lot of people in this chat are probably very interested on why I left my camping spot first thing in the morning.
So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna put that thumbnail, and if you want to talk about it, just talk about that.
Oh boy.
Do you have any? Because I got my own clues right here, but I don't think we can discuss that in this chat.
Hey, yeah, we can discuss anything you want. It's not my channel. We could talk about anything.
Do you pop up in something that you don't supposed to, or you don't want to see?
Did you
might have to
walk up onto a secret nudist colony?
Well, let's let's put this into perspective.
Okay.
I am traveling to a boondocking BLM land location that I've boondocked twice before.
Okay.
And it's called La Posa South. And there are hundreds of RVs, vans, trucks, tent campers everywhere. This place is 100, 200 square acres of land. It's huge. And there's many pull-offs. There's many different roads. It's all dirt roads. It's all stone. And I pulled in at dusk. And I went to the spot because the most important thing for me when I went to that spot is I want to find them a place where I can put their leash. I have these 20-yard leashes that go around my tire for them to run around. I want to find a spot where it's not gigantic stones for them to be able to lay on and things like that. Mm-hmm. The 2 spots that I was at before were both taken.
Okay.
So I continued down this side road to look for a spot. And I drove for 15 minutes until I found a spot that had soft gravel or dirt for me to be able to. And by this time, the sun was almost behind the mountains. And so I'm like, cool, I'll park here. I went outside. I opened the Coleman grill. I made a quick dinner, which was eggs and bacon, and went back in the van, closed the van, put my blinders up, turned Netflix on, decided to go to sleep to watching Netflix. I passed out. I woke up, opened the van door, put the dogs in the leashes, set up my table. I have this camping table, opened this chair that I'm in now, sat down, had a cup with boiling water, put instant coffee in it, and I was stirring it, put my creamer in it. As soon as the thing hit my mouth, a naked guy on a bike right in front of my van. And I was like, and then I saw out of the corner of my eye, which maybe turned my head, another naked person of a female type that Moses was her big brother, walking that way. And she was about 200 yards away. 100 yards, 200 yards away. And I said, okay, I'm in a nudist colony. So I put the coffee in the cup holder in the front driver's seat. I put the table away, got the dogs in the van, put their leashes away, turned the key, and I made dust.
Bye.
See you later. I said, there's no better time to go to the Grand Canyon than booby day.
So that's going to be your video for tomorrow morning, right?
Yeah, that'll be in it. Yeah.
No.
You're not going to see anything, guys. If you're
You're
going
not
to
going to see anything. Yeah, we know. Yeah.
Yeah, but there is a lot of comedy in the beginning of that. I made a comedy skit out of it. So pay attention to
we have
to
to see that video tomorrow. We have to see that video tomorrow.
It's not because Karen got upset and said you had to leave?
Karen gave me directions there.
Oh, okay.
So tomorrow morning, if you are not familiar with the Nomad experience, or Nate Land Cloud Adventures, in the description box, we got the link for their channel. So go and check them out. Okay. So we were talking about embarrassing things, That's that situation, Kevin. It has been your most embarrassing moment so far?
Yeah, I would say I can't think of any other embarrassing moment. So yeah, I would say that probably.
What about you?
I farted on Angie Hayes' front porch.
Everybody farts. That's not embarrassing,
Yeah. Oh, I Jack the Rippered it.
What about you, Nate? Do you have any embarrassing moment so far?
Oh gosh.
He was the guy on the bike.
I wasn't embarrassed, Kevin. Come on.
You were blushing.
It takes a lot to get me embarrassed, so that's where I'm like,
I knew that was a tube sock.
I mean, I was blushing here, like seeing you.
I got leftover bacon.
He's blushing.
That's how quick I took off. I got bacon still in the fridge.
That's cold, or you heat it up?
Mm-hmm. No, it's cold out of the fridge. Van life.
So, Nate. So that moment on Machina, it was the most embarrassing. Are you sure?
Oh, I put that as fun. I forgot about that.
Do you have any awkward situation yet? Besides that one?
As far as being embarrassed, I think because you guys have seen me on live streams, Kevin's a dork. I'm probably a dork, or however you describe it. So we kind of are willing to. We can't have a lot of pride when we do these type of things, I guess.
Okay.
But I guess the one thing that kind of does get to me, especially when I was new and not really familiar with the trailer and backing it up, and there's been some tight spots and people are around and you're struggling and you've come back from a long day. That can kind of embarrassing, but maybe just more stressful, I guess. Trying to get back into a spot, I almost knocked over an electrical thing. I stopped about a foot short, so. That if I had hit it, that would have been embarrassing.
So, for the people in the chat, if you have any questions, just let us know. Put it in the chat, QQQ, and we can address that question. But people, please behave.
No. Since you were here, X-rated questions. It doesn't matter. G-rated. You can ask anything you want to. I'm giving you guys free reign on their channel to say anything that you want to.
I didn't know the topic was going to be topless, or I would have brought my pasties again.
Oh, man. There's two things I can't unsee for today.
Travis in the coconut. That's one.
The coconut. Ah, cale chingada.
Mijo. Kevin, somebody request a like spike.
Then do one.
So, how many are you at right now? Because I had to close my other stuff.
57 right now.
57.
With
how many in the house?
We got 83 in the house.
Oh, so you got to get up to at least 85. So I'll do this. Kevin's responsible for the like spike. If he doesn't do it, you got to do it, Yanai. But I'll say if you get up to 85, I'll give the dogs a treat bone.
Ew.
That's how he starts all the like spikes.
You asked me on your live stream.
So Where's the like spike?
Okay, so if you guys don't know what a like spike is, I'm getting ready to tell you. We're all going to smash that like button at the same exact time. I'm going to count us down from 5. So if you're on a phone or a tablet, get your finger right above that thumbs up button, but don't push it yet because we're all going to do it together. If you're on a PC or Mac, you get that mouse cursor right above the thumbs up button, but don't push it on it because we're all going to do it together. I'm going to count us down from 5, starting right meow in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, like spike. I don't know how many you're at, and I'm not auctioning it off.
Yeah. But how you do this? Like you do this something like whoop, and you make a sound. I like that. How you do that? That's super cute. Okay. We're gonna go a little more deeper now. A little. Go deeper.
Oh, wait a second. I got to turn my volume up so you can say, let's get it on. Say it again.
Okay. So you guys are super sweet. And you guys got your dogs with you. And I have seen how you guys treat the doggies. So why is that you both are like, alone for sure? You wanted to be alone, or you just I don't want to be with somebody. It just
Kevin, you got this one first. Go ahead, buddy.
Shoot.
Nathan, let's go.
I've done plenty. I don't want to hog the screen, so you take over on that one.
So
because you guys are so sweet, and
Aww.
when people see you guys interacting with everyone, and
That's
for
why
me
I'm single.
as a girl, that's the first thing that you say. Why they are alone? You are cute. You are so everything, baby. I'm here. I love you too. So
Travis is quite sexy himself.
Thank you.
That's what I'm with him, just saying. But for a girl, that's the first thing that comes to their minds. Like, why?
Well, that's a 2-part question you just asked. So for one, why the dogs? I've had dogs my entire life. I got my first dog when I was 10. It was a full-bred collie.
Okay.
And then as soon as that dog passed away, I was in my 20s, and I got another dog. And then when that dog passed away, I got another dog in 2000. So I've had dogs my entire life. So I'm always going to have dogs or a dog, no matter what. Now, the reason why I'm single to this day has many spider webs of reasons. One of them is I was in the military, then college, and then the police department, and then college again, and then an engineer. So I was working a lot or going to school a lot. Plus, I'm very, very independent, and I also am not good in a relationship. Who knew? Because I'm set in my ways. After you get, I can't speak for every male out there, but after you get like past the age of 35, you're pretty much not changeable. So I used to hunt a lot between like September and November. I was at work in a tree or on the toilet, one of the two, or one of the three. That was it. So a lot of arguments were started over why can't you spend more time with me? And that's where I really started to learn that I'm really set in my ways, and it's a huge compromise for a relationship. And I don't think that in my 30s I was willing to compromise too much, because you're very ignorant between the ages of 20 and 35. You're very arrogant, ignorant. You don't have a lot of life experiences. Especially with me being in the military and traveling so much there, in the police academy, and college twice, and then starting a new career in the engineering field. I was already married to so many things, not including the hobbies, that I failed at every relationship I've had. And then I was engaged twice, once in the military and once when I got into engineering, and I was gone all the time, so it didn't work. And then 5 years of dating and floating around, I moved into a van and I traveled. And let me tell you, there's not a whole lot of women that want to live in a van.
That's what I was going to. Like, do you think living in a van can be a factor of it difficult for you to find that other person, to say, hey, because you're living that nomad, and not everyone is willing to give up, because it is hard. I'm going through that process to getting out of the house. It is hard to say, let's go, and in tiny space and go travel. It is not everyone are willing to do that, So
Well,
you
my
think,
mom asked me. She asked me this question when I first moved into the van. She's like, "Oh, relationships. What are you going to do?" And I told her, I mean, I'm hardly ever serious, but when I am serious, you know it. And I told her, I had said, she either one, I have to meet somebody who has a vehicle and wants to follow me, or
okay,
doesn't mind seeing me twice a year, 3 times a year.
okay.
And I said, those two things are next to nearly impossible. So if something happens, it happens, but
Do
it's
you,
not.
when
It's
you
not.
have those relationships, do you ever saw yourself having a family, like
I
kids?
got a, I got a family.
Yeah, but
I'm
before
for,
before before you went
I,
into the van life, do you ever thought
yeah,
about having kids on your own?
I, I did till about the age of, I think 38, right around
Okay.
that time, I started thinking, all right, I'm 58 by the time I move out of the house if I have a kid today. So, and then I hit 40 and I was like, yeah, it's definitely not, I'm not going to, I'm never going to have, if I find a relationship and they have kids, that's going to be the family. But for me to spread the NOMOC experience, no.
Okay. Nate, I'm gonna go with you right now, but
Yeah, I
one
got
more thing. Um, what if, do you think that you say that you are not willing to give up the solo van thing? What if for some reason, heaven, God, whatever you wanted to say, and you find and you start talking with someone, what are you gonna like? Yes, or you're gonna be close, or you're gonna say no, bye.
this
If
still for
you
Kevin?
if you got someone, if
No,
it's for
no.
some reason, no, it's for you, Kevin, for you.
No, she
Oh,
said
then you have to,
one more for you.
oh, then ask it
And then
again real quick because I was reading chat.
If for some reason, we never know. We are here today, and we don't know for tomorrow.
Mhm.
What if tomorrow you cross someone in your path and you say, "Whoa," and you start talking? Do you have that open mind to say, let's talk and let's see what happened, or you definitely gonna say no, let's stop it
Well,
right here?
I'm not going to ignore
Okay.
a situation, but the conversation will come up right off the bat. I
Okay.
live in a van. I'm
Okay.
traveling this entire country. You're going to see me 2 to 3 times a year. I can promise you that you'll see me 2 or 3 times a year. I'll make that.
I can promise.
I'll make that happen. But that's the most you're going to get, unless they do want to transition into this lifestyle and follow me. There's no way. Everybody that lives in a van, every couples that live in a van like this,
Mhm.
my heart goes out to you. It's failure from the get go, and the ones that are successful, from what I'm finding out, the big van life for couples out there, they really live in apartments. They don't live in vans. You can't live in a vehicle like this with another person for more than a year, maybe 2, and then you're just going to end up in prison.
Okay. What about
So
now you got the same concept, Nate, from the beginning to now that we are talking about, if you are open to. So, sir, the screen is yours.
So I guess back to the original question where
Mhm.
it's like, why are you single? I guess, which I don't know. I don't think about that much because I'm so kind of like Kevin said. You get to a point where you're used to doing what you're doing, and I got to the point that I was going to go on this trip, and that wasn't going to change. But I guess through when I graduated college and got my degree at like 27 or 28, however old I was, I did a lot of dating and it was fun.
Mhm.
And then after that, when I got the job, my biggest hindrance, and this might be similar to Kevin being in the military, but I was on the road. And
Okay.
every relationship that went for any point of time, I always said at the beginning, I'm going to be on the road. And especially in relationships, trust is a big thing. You got to have trust. You can't, all of that. And what I found is even though you say that up front, you get 2 or 3 months in and you start having the conversation of, I know I said I was okay with that, but I'm struggling. And so that happened over and over and over. And then I had one relationship that just ended. I won't go into the details, but it was just hard. And it wasn't good for the other person. And they ended up, well, no, I'm not even gonna say that, but basically made me step back.
Careful.
Okay.
Yeah. Made me step back for, I don't remember how many years, where I just wasn't interested in it. I wasn't, to your question of if the other person came along, I wasn't mentally ready for that. And that over time, that's kind of gone away. You know, and kind of like Kevin said, if the right person came along, I would be, I'm never going to say no, like never, like you just don't know who you're going to meet. Right.
Exactly.
But we do live a certain lifestyle. And I've been through before even this, the other job with the travel, I was still around. It wasn't like Kevin said 2 or 3 times a year. I was back on the weekends and they were seeing me 2 or 3 times a month, I would say, but it still wasn't enough time. So I would be hesitant. But I would never say no, because it's like you don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. So.
Exactly.
Yeah, right with the you don't know what tomorrow's going to bring aspect is this lifestyle has a very strong possibility to put me in Australia for 6 months. It could put me in Ireland for a couple months, in Scotland. In Scotland, you know, could be over there for a while. So the seeing me twice a year, or even the following me in a van, what happens? Say somebody is following me in a van and we're having this great relationship, and I'm like, all right, I'm off to land down under for a year. And are they going to come with me? Do they have the means? I mean, I can't support somebody in this lifestyle. It's way too expensive as it is. So
baby, it is so expensive.
Well, travel 70,000 miles in 14 months. So that brings up another aspect is that our lives are continuously changing. So for me to get, that's another just in this live stream, I realize that's another conversation I have to have somebody. You might not see me for 2 years, you know, because this lifestyle could take me to Ireland and Scotland.
Yeah.
And
are you hinting at trips that you're planning there, Kevin?
Right. I see a future here. I see a future
I'm trying to
here.
figure out if this is hints and foreshadowing.
Right.
I'm going to be in Texas and Oregon, and that's it for the rest of my van life. Maybe once or twice I'll go to Ireland or Scotland. Don't you know? Yeah, let's put Nate or.
Oh, I owe them treats. Yes.
I
was gonna forget now that I started talking. 1 second, guys.
The conversation was good.
I know.
We're gonna get you guys what you like. Oh, they're hearing the whistles too.
Fluffy
Want a treat? Want a treat?
Oh, they are so cute.
Oh, what's that?
I'll put it back on the big screen. I want to see him.
Baby, back to the big
Oh,
screen.
they're so cute.
Oh,
Those dogs are so cute.
Wait. Take. You not want it?
Dallas doesn't trust me.
I don't think.
She wants Dallas's for some reason.
They are so cute. Okay, so baby, back to the other screen. Let's go back to this. Okay, so you guys got a YouTube channel, quite, very successful channels, and you guys, social media and everything. What happened with you guys when you say, I need to unplug myself from everywhere, from everything? What you guys like to do when you have to do that? When you have to unplug, when you want to be just you with no videos or not YouTube or not phones, what you do?
There have been some things where I need to take a break, but I don't like to, because it's not that this is paying my bills or anything, but it is kind of a business of sorts. So YouTube and people that watch you do like to see you consistently and know what you're doing. What I will say is some of the nicest breaks that I've taken were kind of forced upon me. Okay. Where I'm somewhere that I thought I was going to have a signal and I didn't have one. Okay. And you show up and it's frustrating at first, but then you stay there and it forces you to just disconnect and take a break, which on those occasions, like I said, frustrating at first, but it's a blessing to just get away from it for a week.
Those one that you say, I didn't want it to, but it was necessary. Like now I'm recharged. Let's go back. Right?
Yeah, and the hardest one for me was probably the breakup this year that people know about, because Amy is, I mean, rightfully so, very loved on YouTube. So going through a breakup very publicly with people that I hope, like both of us, that did make it hard, especially since we go on a lot of the same lives and stuff. So, but yeah, but the breaks do, even when things are good, the breaks from YouTube and social media, even if it's a day or two, are a healthy thing, I think.
Yeah. What about you, Kevin?
Oh, well, one good thing that I did is I narrowed my social media down to basically just YouTube, and Discord and Patreon. I don't use Instagram. I don't use Facebook. I don't use Twitter. So I really only have to pay attention to YouTube, because those other two things are a sub channel of YouTube. I really haven't found. I was ill once where I kind of had to unplug. I was under the weather. But I haven't found the need to unplug yet. I do find that driving a ton makes me not turn the camera on or not edit. But I try to separate, because this is an income.
Exactly.
It's just what it is. This is my income. I am spending my own money every single month to be able to do this. I'm investing in myself so this can take off to start paying me to be able to keep doing this. But I think the reason why I haven't felt the need to turn off the cameras, just step away from the social media side or the YouTube side, two major reasons. One, it's a community, and it's not like I'm just making a video and unknown people are watching it. There's 1,000 people that I see in chat and comments and emails on a regular basis that I would miss out on hanging out with them, even if it's just through a binary conversation. And I know that they would probably miss out not seeing the dogs on camera, not seeing whatever location I'm in, or not seeing a live stream. They'd probably have a little bit of their day taken away by not seeing that now that it's a thing. But the other thing is that I've never treated this mentally as a job. So every job I've ever had, I've had to step away from to get those couple days off or whatever, and take my phone and throw it in garbage and say, nobody call me. For this, I haven't had to do that.
Okay. So what happened when you guys turn off YouTube and you say, I want to either video game? Do you guys into video games? Do you guys?
I haven't played I used to love video games. I haven't played one since I moved into a van.
Okay. What about you, Nate?
You know, I used to a lot more when I was younger. There is one game, and it's getting to be a relatively old game. There's newer versions of it out that does. It's called Civilization. It's kind of a strategic game, but it puts my mind on something else. It gets my mind thinking on something that doesn't matter if I win or lose. So I do have that one that I can kind of turn on to turn everything else off.
Okay, so it's 8:53. We haven't put the link for Johnny's Journey because she's not going live after us. So we got a couple of minutes more. Yay! Okay, so
I only signed up for 1 hour. I can't. No.
I said couple question more.
My agent didn't clear that, so you're gonna have to talk to my agent.
Just conveniently, Johnny's Journey is not going live after us. So like, okay. Anyway, so you were into video games. I know you, Kevin, like to see your TV shows. I think one of the things that I wanted to hear about you guys is that what is one of advice if you see another male that wants to go into this nomad lifestyle? What is that suggestion that you think this is where you have to start?
Clothing required campgrounds.
Okay.
Now your band would be a lot lighter if you didn't need the clothes, though, Kevin. To be honest with you, you'd save on gas money.
Nobody wants to see that, I promise you. I guess my advice to them would be, if you make it past 5 months, then you're going to make it. There's this thing in van life called the 5-month rule. And that's when you get into, and I didn't find out about this until probably month 6 or 7. And I think Ray from Van Life Rocks, I believe, is the one who brought it up to me and said, people will quit van life in month 5 or a month before or a month after. If they make it past that 5 or 6 month mark, you're going to make it. My advice to them is do not have any expectations. Ride it out.
Okay.
And then figure it out.
What
That's
about
my
you, Nate?
advice.
And I probably didn't do this enough because I kind of made my decision that I was gonna do this, and it's worked out. But watching other people, they do say test different things. So like my trailer, I went in. It's when I saw it, I looked around, and I ended up getting something bigger because the smaller ones, I just looked around and I wasn't comfortable or confident that the dogs would be comfortable. But testing before you even purchase, even though I'm happy with what I got, I think it's smart. So I know people can rent RVs now and stuff, and take those practice trips. So like Kevin said, maybe somehow test out whether you like van life, if that's what you want to do, before you get rid of your apartment and everything. Okay. So just testing, because like we talked about earlier, people thought I've been on the road a lot longer than I have, but that's because I was doing a lot of testing, practice trips, making sure I understood everything with the trailer, how the dogs would react, and what they ended up comfortable with. Especially Pippa, did a lot of testing with her because everybody out there knows she's very kind of like Bella. She can be very skittish and scared because she was from a bad case. And now we've got, this place has a train that goes by and she's relatively okay with it. So she's learned that. But it's taken a while for her to adjust to it. But she had those practices that by the time I did it, I was confident that she was going to be just fine.
That brings up a very good next thing, advice-wise. If you're going to travel with dogs, you have to make them number one every single day. If you're not willing to do that, then this is not the lifestyle for you. They have to get their walks. They have to get their exercise. They have to get some stimulus. If you're not willing to make sure every single day they have what they need and plenty of exercise, then don't do this.
I was going next to that. Like for you guys, it has been hard having not just 1, 2 pets in your, in your environment, in your space. Like, because like you said, dogs require attention, and requires going to the vet and food and all those extra things, Yep, it has been hard for you guys.
Not for me.
No.
But I mean, it's love. My motivation to do this is, it's like having kids. If you had 5 kids and you were a stay-at-home mom, would that be hard? They would probably say it has its challenges, definitely, but no. I mean, they're the best part of my day.
But remember, the kids kind of speak to you, Mommy,
well, they talk to me.
I'm hurt.
These guys talk to me.
You mentioned one thing, Yanai, that I'm with Kevin, that, it was one of the reasons I almost didn't make this decision, was I wasn't sure if it would be the right thing for Pippa. Okay. And it wasn't until I talked to some other people that are like in that field that they were like, it probably will be even good for Pippa, and they know Pippa, they know Dallas. But I will say the vet care, and especially with like Dallas's medicine, there's logistics with that. If your dog gets sick, obviously you guys have seen like up in Minnesota, actually was probably a blessing for Dallas, because she's probably healthier now that we've gone through all of that and changed her diet and everything, and not give her so many TREATSs. So that's actually been better for her in that sense. But there is a logistical, thing that you got to coordinate with getting them to the vet. And then I got them to the vet in Tennessee, who will hopefully do their annual, but still getting Dallas's medicine on the road, because they'll only give you, I think it's a 3-month supply. So there's some extra coordination, and Dallas's food, excuse me, now that we have a food that it's almost like I need to have that food or something very close. When you're on the road full time, you got to find something that you can find reliably. So there are some logistics with it, but I wouldn't change it for anything.
Okay, so I have 2 more questions, and I think we're going to wrap this up. The first one is, what about holidays? I have to talk about holidays because we are in holiday time, Okay, do you guys, I know you are out and about, but what you guys like to do when you are around family? Like, you like the traditional dinner? What you guys like about the holidays?
I guess for me up in Iowa, before I went on the road, it was my chance to kind of go up to my dad's and to my grandma's out there.
Mm.
So that'll be different now, and I know it'll be hard on my grandma, but I'll still be able to get through once a year. Although I mean, obviously she'd love more than that. It's been kind of rough this time because I was supposed to be in Tennessee at my sister's with my niece for Thanksgiving, but had to leave there early. But I don't complain about that because I did get to spend, was it 10 or 14 days there. It just wasn't on Thanksgiving itself. We got Halloween instead. And so a lot of the time that I get to see my family, it may not fall on the holidays,
Okay.
but the life will still, I mean, I'll get out to California, I'll get out to my sisters, I'll get up to the Midwest where I have some other family at least once a year, where I might have seen part of my family more often and the other part very rarely. So
What about you, Kevin?
Oh, well, I mean, van life traveling comes with its ups and downs, and that's definitely one of the things that is suffering is that your family lives in one state and they don't go
Mm-hmm.
anywhere. When you have the freedom to visit 48 lower states, to make plans to be somewhere for some certain location, like I did for Thanksgiving with my mom in Florida,
Okay.
weeks before I decided, or right weeks before I was going to start traveling to Florida, something came up where I had to go to, I mean, the polar opposite of Florida is Washington. I had to go there. And she was very understandable about it. It's just part of the deal. With not being married and not having kids, the holiday thing, being in the military and always doing something, the holiday thing, I never really had holidays. I did when I was a kid. We had the best holidays on the planet. We had every Christmas, my sisters and I, huge presents under the tree, white picket fence, everything was decorated. My mom made every holiday amazing. Plus I have this huge family, cousins and things that we'd always get together for every holiday. So for the first 20 years of my life, holidays were amazing. For the last 26 years, I haven't lived that lifestyle, so I guess I'm not adorned to it anymore.
Okay. We got Aaron saying, asking you, Nate, where in Iowa? He's from Cedar Rapids.
so when excuse me, when I was in Iowa for, was it 9 years or something that I lived there at that time, I lived either in Des Moines or West Des Moines, or I guess at the very beginning, Urbandale. And I've got a lot of my friends that are still there. A lot of my closer friends actually ended up leaving anyways. My friends that are still there or my grandma are probably, I'm not going to give exact locations, but they're south of that area. Cedar,
Okay.
for those of you, excuse me, yes, for those that don't know Iowa, Cedar Rapids is about 2 hours east of where I'm talking about, which is right in the middle of the state.
Okay. So my last question is for you guys. What have been so far the place or the state or whatever that you have liked the most so far?
Oh, I might have to think about that one.
Well,
And I
I'll
haven't
answer.
even been on the road that long. Yeah, go ahead, Kevin.
Hey, there I am on the big screen. It's a specific beach in Oregon, Myers Beach North. There is something that I spiritually connected with that place the first time I was there.
Okay.
There is that place when I was ill and I was under the weather, I couldn't snap out of it mentally. I drove 1,000 miles to go to that place, and I showed up and I was instantly feeling a whole bunch better. And that's a video of mine. You guys can actually see it happen on a video. And every time I've gone back there, it just holds this special place for me. So always, no matter what I'm doing, if I'm near that beach, Myers Beach, North Oregon, I'm going to go there and spend at least a couple of days.
Nice.
So
Yeah. Okay.
I guess it's interesting. I've done this, what am I at, 4.5 months or something. I've done Minnesota, Michigan, and kind of gone down, and now I'm on the Gulf. And there's some places that I really didn't like that much. Like Minnesota is kind of harder for travelers. They don't have the camps. They've got a lot of trees. You don't get good internet. the Upper Peninsula is maybe the Upper Peninsula in general, not a specific place on it, because it had so many cool places. That's where I did the cliff jumping. It's got the pictured rocks. It's got Tequamanon Falls, and Yanai, you've been there now. Mackinac Island, which is kind of this magical place. If you've never been somewhere where it's only horses and bikes, then you step off, and there's a certain energy there.
Yeah.
So I would say, if I can just kind of group all of those great places on the Upper Peninsula together, so far, that might be my favorite.
Okay.
But I've only been here in Mississippi. When did I get? What day is it? Tuesday. So I've been here 2 days. And even here, I wasn't so sure because it's supposed to be like swampy and marshy, but I'm right on the coast right now. And just driving down like the beach road and seeing these houses that I've seen on TV, like when there's storms, they picture like when hurricanes come through or whatever, and they're raised houses and they're phenomenal houses, and it's right on the beach and the sunsets are beautiful. So I don't know. It's so hard. Each place has something different, but still magical. So it's hard to compare them.
Right. For me especially, that I'm from an island, you get to see stuff in but it's not like this, and I'm like, I don't know, I go to the next state and I like that state more than the other one. I'm like, so many places and so many beautiful views and everything. I'm like, I cannot wait to January to to go and see more.
And the funny thing is, I think that for me at least, I think my answer, if people keep asking me that, will keep changing as I keep going, and it will probably be some of the most recent things that I've done the last 3 months, just because it's so much still in your brain. But
Jason for 3M Forge, I think he's asking about Mackinac Island, about if it's anything inside of the island.
So
it is.
Well, yeah, Mackinac Island. There's a lot of YouTubers have done the videos. I did the one live, but I haven't actually put a video together of it out.
There's a hotel. There's a big hotel.
And I've got a video together. I'm hesitant on whether I'm going to put it out. I was waiting till I did go through the monetization process to even consider it. But there is a back way. Anybody can go to the hotel, but if you go in the front door, you got to pay $10. But there's a back way in. There's stairs on the cliff, and you can actually go in and go in the feet. Like it's the largest patio in the world is what this hotel is known for, and it's like $1,000 rooms. It's got an amazing view. So that the Grand Hotel is one thing that Mackinac Island is known for. The arch, I don't think you guys got to see that, but the arch is on the other side of the island, and it's just a natural formation where over the years the wind and everything has made this beautiful arch that you can look through it and see down to the very clear water. There's you can bike around the island. I think it's an 8-mile trail. Well, once they fix that road,
we did halfway with bike with the kids halfway
we did
to the island.
Miles. We did 5 miles of it.
It was super nice. It was exhausting. At the end of the day, we were like, we cannot do this no more.
Speak for yourself.
But yeah, he was like, I want to go more, but I'm like, I cannot. But it was super amazing. I really like Mackinac Island.
To fully see Mackinac Island and everything there, I would think you would need to spend a full 3 or 4 days, because it's got Fort Mackinac and in the cannon blastings, and there's one thing that I came across when I went back the second time to bike is it's nothing like mind blowing, I guess, but it was called the crack in the island, like right in the middle. You can kind of walk through where. I think it was naturally formed. I forget the story behind it. So there's so many things there.
There's so many things over there.
It's a cool
There's
place
actually there's a very, very popular movie in the 70s, late 70s, that hotel was prominent in. It's called Somewhere in Time, and it stars Christopher Reeve, Superman, and somebody else. But yeah, that was my parents' favorite movie when I was a kid.
Okay, so you guys, January, I think. Nate, you're going to courtside, right? And you, Kevin, are going to courtside, the meetup, right?
He's already there.
He's already there.
Well,
I'm talking about the meetup specifically.
I'm 30 miles from the Grand Canyon, son. I can't wait to get there.
Doesn't mean he's going to stay.
It's like we are here and you're there. I'm like, I want to go. I still having to clean all this mess that we have here. But did you guys planning another meetups after courtside?
They come my way and I can be there.
Okay.
That's where I'm torn, because after courtside is all I have planned that is definitive right now. February and March, I'll probably be in, stay down in that direction, go to Southern California, see my family and that sort of thing. And then that's where I'm really torn after that is if I go to Utah, or everybody, and Kevin talks so favorably, a lot of people talk so favorably about Oregon. So do I go north to Oregon in the 022, or do I go to Utah and I lean towards Utah and like the national parks there. But
Okay.
I can't decide. I'll probably decide in March.
Yeah, it is so hard. Like, where we go next? I want to go there, but it's things that I want to see there, and I'm like, it's all over the place. But
For me, it's just a feeling. If I feel like I want to be somewhere, I'm just going there. I just go.
Just going.
Yeah.
That's why I can't wait to get to the point where I can boondock, because right now it's always been, I've had to plan a month or two out because otherwise I can't get reservations. So once I get to the point where I can boondock and there's BLM land, I think that's a game changer, and I don't have to plan as much. And I
yeah.
I have to say thank you guys because you came. I know Marshall was going to come to you, and he have his internet issues, but thank you so much, guy, for being here with me. You see, he knows that I like the lobster.
Gotta keep it fun, right? I might have to retire this for a while. I've worn it a lot lately, but
oh no,
you look so cute.
We'll just have somebody knit it to make it fit.
It's better than having coconuts, just saying.
I will say, I saw you bring up the comment before we leave. The Northwoods RV, we were talking about Mackinac Island. He has a video on Mackinac Island.
Yeah.
And he's got a lot of, what I definitely remember is the drone footage at the end of when they're on the boat and everything. So that's one that before I went, or at least the second time that I checked out. And they have a lot of good videos. They're Michigan based, and they've got a lot of good, if you're like me and you're traveling through Michigan, they have a lot of really good information on their channel.
Before we're leaving, everybody goes to their channels. We have been dropping the links here for their channel, and also you can see the links on our description in this video. So go there, say hi, like if you haven't subscribed yet, and all that stuff that we do here on YouTube. And tomorrow, Kevin, his video for tomorrow. Let's find out his video for tomorrow. What you got next, Nate?
After this tonight, I'm gonna upload. You guys have, I think, done the Thanksgiving challenge with the 8 questions, so I should have that out tomorrow night. I am gonna be keeping my normal Thursday night on Thursday, even though it's Thanksgiving. And Angie is going to be joining me, and then in the following week, I know she has an interview, so we're kind of working together on that time slot. So it'll be on my channel this week. We'll have Angie up. We'll do kind of a casual, kind of just a Thanksgiving hangout, talk what we're thankful for, that type of thing. And then the next week, I know Angie has another guest coming on. Her last one was Sam and Renee, which was an amazing interview. So I don't know who it is this one. Yeah.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here with me and to let me ask you all these questions. And thank you. Just thank you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I had fun. I had a good time.
I was like, they know that I behave, so they would say yes. So I try to behave as much as possible,
The next time that we do this, I think that I'm going to actually pre-game with some bourbon so I can actually be more entertaining in a way that I can't do on my own channel. So I'm Popeye the Sailor, man.
No, you guys were great. Thank you so much for doing this for me. And
I had fun.
See you around tomorrow and chats later. And
that's how you close out a video, everybody. All right, see you around.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much for being here with me.
Later.
Bye. Kevin, get naked on the video tomorrow. Now close it.
I'm naked right now underneath.